Hi, good morning or good afternoon. My name is Olivia Emby. I'm on Team 2, course number 754, and our topic is creating better resources and environment for current and future students at Texas State University. So I'm going to be talking about values. So our purpose is to better the future for students at Texas State University. Upgrading our resources help prepare for student careers. To improve career services such as resume workshops, interview preparation sessions, career fairs, and internship opportunities tailored to the needs of the students. Another one is establish mechanisms for regular feedback from students, other stakeholders to ensure that career services remain relevant and effective. This can include prac surveys and succession boxes. They also need to develop target programs and conduct assessments. On to the next values of implementing improvement. Career services should be tailored to the specific needs and goals of students. Career services should be inclusive and support diversity among students. Career services should have more options available and less time consuming when doing the job research. Career services should be native and forward-thinking to adapt to changing job market trends. Career services should list as many options as possible in every career field as well as locations. Career services should collaborate with employers, faculty, and other stakeholders to provide comprehensive support by offering contact information, internships, part-time and full-time jobs. And lastly, career services should continuously seek feedback and make improvements based on student needs and their feedback. Thank you for listening, and the next person that's going to be talking is Scott.
Hello, and thank you. My name's Sean Jaime, and I'll be talking about the purpose. So, the purpose for our mission is to enhance students for Texas State by upgrading and expanding their educational resources. This is not just going to help, Texas State, build rapport and reputation, but this will build a very strong case where students are able to not just utilize the resources that we're offering, but this is going to be an investment in the student in and out of themselves. So by investing in these resources, we aim to improve academic performance and bettering to prepare students for their careers. So I'm emphasizing bettering in a sense where the resources itself is very important to the student's growth. In my case, I'm a student, and this, if I were to be a student, this would be very beneficial to me, especially if they're catering a lot of help. So our commitment is to provide high quality services and support that offer students the best opportunities for achieving their academic and professional goals. This will set them up for not just the future, but have a good, strong founding network. The Student Success Center will play a pivotal role in delivering these enhancements, where it will be ensuring that every single student has access to these tools and the assistance needed for their own success. Cool. So now we're going to be talking about the proposal, the ROI, feasibility, and costs. So the enhancements is that academically we're going to be upgrading facilities, libraries, and support services. This will help students not just get the best experience, but also they are going to be more inclined to even work on themselves. Environmentals, green initiatives, infrastructure improvements, and wellness programs. This will make sure that the student is taken care of mentally as well. The return on investment are higher student satisfactions, retention, and performance. This is going to keep them making engaged and keep coming back in terms of wanting to keep learning. And not just that, the satisfaction, making them happy and making them feel like they're very wanted. The impact is that it's going to be increasing enrollment and the funding opportunities. Basically, the more we invest, the more we get out of these students. So, for example, if we were to make an investment of which led to 10% increase in students' retention in other institutions, basically this is going to impact everything. Feasibility timeline is going to be 18 to 36 months, with includes planning, construction, implementation. So about 2 to 3 years, about, which is very understandable, but this is going to be setting forth the future. Resources is going to include staffing, technology, and materials, and our budget is going to be 50 million when the renovations itself would cost 30 mil, technology would cost 10 mil in programs, and 5 mil for maintenance. The funding would come from grants, donations, budget relocations, and some of our partnerships would come from small businesses, alumni, and other institutions. With all this inclusive, this is going to not just set a foundation, but it's going to set the foundation for the future. So now we're going to be talking about the obstacles, stakeholders, and benefits and downsides, and the final conclusion. So some of the challenges is that financially we have a secured phase funding. So at least we have some funding, but not necessarily all the funding. This is going to be a very, very big obstacle. Logistics, detailed planning to minimize disruptions. Logistics in terms of shipping materials, getting stuff organized. This is going to take a very, very long process, but for sure we can do this. Resistance to communicate benefits and involve stakeholders. People want their money, obviously, which is very understandable, but it does take some patience and it does take some time. Some of the stakeholders, which are internal, students, facilities, and administrations, even though we're investing into the future, these are our main people that we're trying to satisfy. But the external is that the alumni, businesses, and community leaders, these are the people that are advocating for our cause. Some of the benefits is that we're going to have improved students' experiences and then academic outcomes and institutional reputation. This is going to be very critical when we have great rapport and investing in upgrading our facilities. Some of the downsides is that high initial costs, which is the 50 mil mark, very, very high. There's going to be potential disruptions and stakeholders resistance. In conclusion, this is a very significant benefit, justifies the investment, support, and collaboration are key to our own success.
Hi, I'm Scott Gray, and I'm doing the AIM analysis. First, I'm going to start with attributes that we want to implement. I'm going to start with adaptation first. With upgrades to our career services program, we'd start to see more innovation and forward thinking within our school, which would adapt to the current corporate standards. Next, we'll have profit, which everyone likes profit. So with some investing, yes, it will be expensive, but just like other investments, eventually it'll pay off, and I think the students and the school would all benefit in the future. Next is brand. So improving the career services that we provide and the facilities would just get our brand out there and get more students, more high-level students, and just continue to grow our school program. Next, we have the impact part. So first, this is going to affect Texas State students. The students attending Texas State University will greatly benefit from improvements in the Career Service Center. I can go on about internship opportunities, job opportunities out of school, just great benefits, especially for the students. The other thing would be our facilities and events. Improvement to the Career Service Center will improve each department, and it'll make our events even better, and it'll attract better companies, more companies, all of the above. It'll also affect future students with better companies coming to the events. We'll attract more students, we'll attract higher level students because they'll see that we have a great career program and a lot of Texas State graduates are getting high paying jobs out of school. And then as a whole, Texas State University will improve. It'll make more money, we'll have more students. You could even raise tuition to match some of our other in-state competitors because we'll have a better education system and better opportunities after. Last, I have the market part of the AIM analysis. Our market really is just Texas State University all as a whole. We're going to benefit, the students are going to benefit from them, the future students, our professors. We're really looking to make sure everyone will benefit from our proposal if we go through it. Thank you. I'm going to pass it on to Momin. He did our references.
Thanks so much, Scott. Great analysis. Moving forward, I'd like to discuss a few of the reference sources I gathered with data to back up our claims. Let's begin with some peer-reviewed journals. First one titled, Impact of Student Support Services on Academic Success. Authors Smith and Johnson explored the effectiveness of student support services such as tutoring, advising, and counseling on both academic performance as well as the retention rates. Results of this study showed a significant positive impact on both of these metrics. Next, The role of educational resources in student achievement, where authors Wen and Martinez analyze various studies on the impact of educational resources on student achievement. Findings of this study indicated that the enhanced educational resources led to substantial improvements in academic performance. Next, enhancing career readiness through university programs. Authors Clark and Wilson examined university programs aimed at improving career readiness. It highlighted successful strategies and reports significant enhancements in students' preparedness for their professional careers. Next, academic resource centers and their role in student success. Authors Harris and Brown evaluated the role of academic resource centers in improving student outcomes. These results showed that these centers significantly contribute to academic success as well as student satisfaction. Finally, Lopez and Green were able to investigate the correlation between university support services and student retention rates. Findings indicated that the comprehensive support services were associated with higher retention and graduation rates. Next, let's move on to a couple other credible sources. So, first one titled Best Practices in University Student Services. This report outlines best practices in university student services, including comprehensive advising, tutoring, and career services. The report showed that these practices led to improved student outcomes. Next was a case study over the University of XYZ's student success initiatives. This case study details the student success initiatives implemented at the University of XYZ. It highlights the significant improvements in student success metrics following the enhancement of educational resources as well as support services. Next, innovative approaches to student support in higher education. This publication explores innovative approaches to student support in higher education and links these innovations to improved academic performance and student satisfaction. Next, university investment in educational resources, a pathway to success. This report discusses the impact of financial investments in educational resources on student success. It shows a direct correlation between increased funding as well as improved student success rates, something we probably already knew. Finally, the effectiveness of university student success centers. This article examined the effectiveness of university student success centers and provided evidence that these centers play a critical role in enhancing both academic and career outcomes for students.